On this edition of All About the Bass Shop, we'll meet the couple who are rewriting the way things are done at Primerica. Millionaires by the time they reach 30, Mario and Franny Arizon's Bass Shop is number one.
And when we say number one, we mean Mario and Franny have been the number one bass shop in recruiting, number one in licensing, and number one in premium. What else would you expect from Primerica's youngest $1 million earner? From Riverside, California.
We are Mario and Franny Arizon, and this is our bass shop.
My bass shop. It's your bass shop. It's my bass shop. I'm all about that bass, shop.
I remember when I first got started in the business, I was only 19 years of age, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was scared to death. And I remember going to college because my dad is very strict, and so is my mother, about me getting a good education, because that's all they need. If you get a good education, you're gonna end up getting a good job with benefits. And I was scared to death. I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And one day, my dad called me, very enthusiastic, and he's not like that. So excited, he said, "Get home, I have amazing news." Honestly, I thought we won the lotto. I was so excited. I remember driving home with my friends and just dreaming about the possibilities that we're gonna be millionaires, how our life is gonna change. When I got home, I remember like it was yesterday. I'm like, "Dad, what did we win?" And he's like, "What did we win? I got you a job." I'm like, "Really, Dad? You got excited over a job?" He's like, "No, son, this is better than a job." And then he explained it to me a little bit. I still didn't understand it. My dad signed me up, and he's like, "Just sign here." And he told me to show up to a meeting. I didn't know what I was doing, and it changed my life.
When I was introduced to the company, I was 18, had just graduated high school, and I had got recruited like me by myself. I wasn't Mario's partner to begin with. So when me and him partnered up, it just totally took a life of its own, our business. I mean, he was already doing great. I had just got licensed. I was, barely figuring this business out. And when me and him partnered up, I think we just started working a lot more efficiently, and we started attracting more couples into the business and retaining more people, because when I was kind of his eyes and ears, right? So he was doing what he was amazing at, which was recruiting, field training, motivating, and I kind of just filled in the gaps wherever he needed. I feel like we're just getting started again. Our bass shop is growing so much. We have a huge bass shop. We have the factory going of RVPs, and I feel like now it's our duty to get our RVPs to that point, to get their RVPs to the position where they can just start promoting out RVPs. And it's not just about me and Mario, it's about seeing our team hit their goals and, accomplish huge milestones like we have. And it's our, job to help them accomplish that.
The way we kick off our week is every Sunday, we do a conference call. We get the whole bass shop involved. Sometimes we get the RVPs involved, and we just highlight all the success, what's going on for either for the month or for the week, and do announcements and get everyone fired up of what they got to do to win the next company trip, what they got to do to get recognition at our next fast start. All right, guys, so we're in my closet because this is where I actually do my conference calls, because usually I'm doing my conference calls really, really early in the morning or really late at night, and by that time my kids are asleep, and this is the only place Franny lets me scream and get on my guys and get fired up, for I won't wake up the whole house. So what I do, for example, we're gonna have a conference call right now. What I do is I pull up my Primerica Online here. So this tells me exactly where we're at in our base. It says 42,000 in premium, 42 recruits, where we're at licenses for the week and everything. So this is pretty much the first week where we're at.
We have the Sunday night conference call, and it helps out so much because we get everybody plugged in, and everybody's plugged into the main power source, because even people are kind of like a refrigerator, for example, right? Like, no matter how talented you are, no matter how, if it's like the best refrigerator on the market, it's the top of the line refrigerator, if it's not plugged in to the power source, what's going to happen to all the food that's in the fridge? What would happen to it? but
go bad.
it'd go bad, right? So well, same thing with people, same thing with your dreams, same things with everything else. We got to keep our people plugged in more than anything.
I remember being a regional leader and just dreaming like, man, when I'm RVP and I'm making, you know, $100,000 plus a year, a $250,000 a year, like, man, how's my life gonna look like? I remember like it was yesterday. But look, guys, I could have got distracted with all these things in the, you know, with family problems, with you know, bills and worrying about all this other crap. But honestly, you know what we did, guys? We got so darn focused. We got so darn focused. We got to work like you wouldn't believe, that we didn't have time to think about our problems. We always got to show winning examples. It just inspires people to go do something great. And that's the last thing they're thinking about, because we do it at 9 o'clock. Sometimes it's an hour call, sometimes it's almost 2 hours. But the last voice they're hearing is mine, about winning, how it's gonna be worth it. And I relate to them like, I was in your shoes, I doubted, I feared. Look at my life now. I'm no better than you. I just made a decision to get better, and so can you. And you know, we end with that and inspire them to go do something great.
Mario's team meets first thing each Monday morning to watch PFN Live. There's lots of enthusiasm, and everyone is taking notes. This is especially important since Mario's team is often recognized as one of Primerica's top bass shops.
Monday morning is very important. We say if you're full-time, you got to get here. Even if you're part-time, if you can get here, get here. It's something different being here at the office, watching it together, than just watching it from your phone or from home. Being together creates something. And for example, today's show was unbelievable. And we took so many notes, and then afterwards I discuss what I got out of the show and what changes I'm gonna do. And if they see the leader doing that, they're like, okay, well, I'm doing those changes too. And sometimes we even discuss with the team, like, hey, what'd you get out of it? And other people are volunteering, hey, I got this out of it. Hey, coach, I think we should tweak this and do this, because I'm very strict on our people about like, look, we're gonna watch the show, but we're not gonna be the flavor of the month. You want a guaranteed fail? Change your system every single week. Change your system every single month. We're not doing that. We're gonna do some tweaks here and there. Obviously what we're doing is working, but we can always improve. We can always get better, but we're not gonna change everything.
We'll get here on Monday mornings, get the team here, because it's important to know what's going on in the company. It's important to know what's going on also with Mario and anything else that he has to tell us, you know, as a team. So, you know, we're here, we're plugged in, we're always ready to take notes. You know, we're just ready to take the week on, and after when we break out, that's when we break out with our teams. We're not breaking out just to talk about the meeting again, you know. Mario already said, you know, and everything that he tells us, we just break out to tell our team, like, okay, this is what we got to get done. Let's make sure that we're booked out for today. Let's make sure that we're getting people here for tomorrow. So we're just kind of getting in their heads a little bit and telling them, okay, let's go out there and get it done.
Tonight's gonna be unbelievable. I feel it. We're gonna recruit a couple RVPs tonight, a couple of SVPs, a couple of SNSD. It's gonna be awesome.
Let's all open up our minds. Let's all open up our hearts. And let's embrace, and let's be that sponge tonight. Let's be that sponge that soak up all this valuable information. Let's soak up all this amazing energy.
Well, guess what? He gave me one of the wrong life insurances. So what, was I in good hands? I went straight through, hit the floor, right? Wow, right? And I'm telling you, I was like, no way. You know, I got the best product. And thank God that, you know, something happened for him to come to my house. 3 months it took him. And then once he showed me that, and I found out how it worked, I'm like, I just went to school to learn how it works. But then we started making money. We started doing, man, he's completely changed my life.
So, what do you really want? If you want things to change, you have to make a change. And the key is not another job, but it's changing the way you make money.
I come from South Central LA. He told me, go to school, get good grades, find a good what? And you'll have freedom. And $35,000 a year, does that equal freedom? It didn't, right, guys? So I was like, okay, well, how fast would it take me to make $100,000 a year here in your company? He said, Billy, if you work here for 9 years, maybe you'll make $100,000. Maybe. There's only 2 people that make that year. It's the vice president and the actual president, and that's the dad and the owner.
It was packed. The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. By 6:30, we couldn't fit no more people. And they kept on coming and kept on coming and kept on coming. The computer, for whatever reason, the day, it wasn't even working for the PowerPoint. We're like, okay, what's going on here? And we just found the best in everything. And before you know it, right when we got everything going, fire marshal came in. And they came to me, hey, the police are here, the police are here. I'm like, police? Why are the police here? And it was a fire marshal. And I went out there, and he's like, are you running this thing? I'm like, yeah, I'm in charge. He's like, okay, well, they called me that there's way too many people here. I need to go check it out. And he's like, this is awesome. What do you guys do? And so I got him in a little room, and I told him, look, the reason people are here is because we're celebrating people's success. People are making money. Like, people look so sharp. See the nice cars out there? Like, what do you guys do? So I told him we do financial services. Like, hey, so are you guys looking for more people? I'm like, sure. And he actually gave me his business card. He's like, make sure you call me. He's like, what is this? He's like, are you guys still looking for more people? Man, people look excited. I see the cars are here. Like, man, I wanna dress like that. He's like, what is this? I'm like, I'll call you. He's like, here you go.
Stop.
Ooh, in another room outside of that big room. Victor? These guys right here, it got so overflowed, I'm telling you, that we took another 40, 50 people in a room, all of them signed up. The energy, the synergy, and guys, it's all a team. Look, this is my neighbor Cal. Look at this. Man, Eric, they helped us with the parking situation, right? Teamwork. And we got it done. What we do right after the op night, that's very important, because you're sitting down with a new person. You don't have to go find them like, hey, where's my new person? No, you're with them. That's very important. So when I ask everybody, hey, if you're here for the very first time, please stand up with the person that invited you. And they stand up prideful, like, hey, this person invited me, because remember, we already made that person feel very, very good. And I'm like, look, we're gonna walk you to the outside to another room, and we're gonna show you some information. We're gonna give you some information how to get started with us. And we're not here to, bend your arm or nothing like that. If you're in, welcome to the team. If not, thank you for being here. Maybe you can benefit from our services. Talk to the person. Maybe you need to get out of debt, save some money like we explained. That's okay also. And if nothing interests you, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. I hope you felt at home. And we walk to the other side, and once we're there, our guys know exactly what to say. Now, they tell them, they're not gonna say, hey, so what'd you think? Never. Tell them, what you like most about the meeting? Making money or helping people, or both? And guess what they usually say? Because they always remember the last thing you said. So they're like, both. Or sometimes they say, well, I like the making money part. I need to make some extra money. Great. Let me show you how to get started. I like the helping people part. Great. Let me show you how you can get started. Do you have a lot of people you want to help out? Yeah, okay. Let me show you what you got to do to get started. Do you have your ID with you? Okay, great. And we get them started.
So the opportunity meeting is just a big part of our growth. It's just exposure. We sit down a lot with across the kitchen table with people, and they think it's just me doing the business. And when they come into the opportunity meeting, they can relate to a lot of people. We actually expose people that are engineers, lawyers, teachers, and they come and they can see if they could do it. So can we? They can relate to the person. They feel the energy. That's something that is very hard, to put across the kitchen table. When they come, it's different energies, a different animal, I would say. And they come in, they feel the energy, and there's things that we say on a one-on-one basis that it might not, the point might not come across, but they come to the op night and they see somebody else say it, and they can relate to that person or the way they say it. So it's huge for us. I mean, the opportunity meeting, we drive every week to pack it out. Attendance and op night is key for us. We train on everything. I believe that nothing happens by accident. You gotta train. As a mechanic, we have never had any kind of meeting before. So, if we come in and we leave it up to chance, we don't do the things we're supposed to do. And I think so. We train on how to dress, what time to be here. We train on how to approach your guests, how to shake their hand, they smile on your face, what to say, how to sit them up front, how to stand next to them. What kind of conversation they should have, their attitude during the meeting. We train on, their their energy. You know, they're answering back. Even if they got sometimes like a negative guess, you have to be the person that influences. So you gotta be positive. They gotta see you excited.
He goes through what a meeting should look like. He goes through how you should go into a house. He goes through having a big smile, smelling good, different things that you think aren't a big deal, but they're a very big deal. So even like when we're at op night, he goes through, hey, this is how you have to say hi to someone. This is how you need to talk to people, So there's different things that he's teaching us, and I think that goes a long way with our business.
What to say after the op night, how to walk into the other room, or how to fill out the IBA, how to ask for the commitments, how to ask for referrals. I mean, from A to Z, and what to say afterwards. And we train on every little thing to make sure that, because it's key. We fight so hard to get somebody to an op night to just let them walk out the door, lose them in a small thing, so we try to master it.
Wednesday morning is our full-timers training. Now that's where we really get into breaking down some policies, learning how to present, how to recruit, how to get people off to a fast start. Whatever area we're hurting on, those are the areas that we hit on. That's very important. Those are the trainings that we talk a lot about, the intangibles, about building relationships, being there for your people. Those are the days that we really stir up some heavy competition. I mean, it gets kind of intense sometimes, and we have like 4 different mics going around, and this person's calling that person out, that person's calling that person out. It is so much fun, and the right persons, they thrive in that, because motivation's great, but sometimes you just got to get mad. If someone calls you out and your name's on the line, not just the team, but your name, they called you out, it's something different, and you respond differently. You don't go home without getting something done. It's going to be, you're going to stick to one group. That's what it's going to be. For you to learn, we're going to divide it into different groups depending on who needs to go to what group, right guys? Yeah.
If I don't recruit you, nobody will. Does that make sense? Right. That's the mindset you gotta have. That if you don't recruit that person, nobody else is gonna recruit that person. So if maybe that person that you're recruiting is Mario Arizon, and you don't recruit him, is anybody else gonna recruit him? No. Dude, that's Mario Arizon that you're recruiting. Does that make sense?
Look at that. Not only are they're leading from the front personally, but their new teammates are now closing on their own. Look at that. Their new girl Elizabeth Flores at 6,800 and with 5 recruits. That's a big deal. Brandon is up there. Jason's up there. Let's give them a hand, guys.
In addition to training, Mario uses Wednesday to meet with new recruits. Wednesday training is also a call to action to get the team working their phones to grow their businesses.
Because everybody's watching. And if you're the right person, you're competitive, you're going to do something. And that's what we do. It is just phenomenal. Our Wednesday trainings are powerful.
One of the things that we do that's very unique, that I think is something that sets us apart from other people, is that we have a new recruit orientation class that we put all of our new people into this class with Mario.
This is our secret weapon. I'm gonna lock them in. I'm gonna capture their heart. I'm gonna inspire them. I'm gonna give them everything I got. So after Tuesday, I'm telling you, bring them to me on Wednesday. And if they don't wanna do the business anymore, good. I don't want them in our team, because I'm gonna pour all my heart out. I'm gonna give them all my passion, and I'm gonna show them how good this company is. And that our guys fight to bring them the next day, because they know if they can get them there Wednesday, they're gonna stick around. Even people that like, oh, I talked about it with my spouse, or I Googled this, or my friends are telling, but they actually showed up, got them. Like, it's done, because I'm gonna pour my heart out, and all that stuff is fake. I'm not fake. They're gonna feel my heart. They're gonna feel my passion. They're like, okay, this guy's the real deal. Guys, we're gonna show you exactly what you gotta do to build your business here. So I'm so proud of you guys that you made it back tonight, because look, let's be honest, how many of you guys went to work, or you seen something negative on the internet, or got some type of negativity already? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I'm very proud of you. You know what that means? You're a leader. Because you could have chose to be a follower and listen to them, Or you could have, man, chose to be a leader, and you're a leader because, man, you made a decision like, you know what? I'm gonna figure it out for myself.
What he does in that class is he puts the crusade in that new person. Like, he puts the hope in that new person. He inspires them. A lot of times we recruit people that they've been a little bit beat up a little bit or challenged in life, and they've gone through, corporate America system a little bit, and, they want a little change and they want to see some success. And who better than a $1 million earner to sell that vision out? We're so blessed that he's still actually working and wants to do those things for us. So we're going to plug our people into that. So there, all the crusade goes into them, how we got founded, why we do what we do. He goes over the fast start, how important it is to get out on the field, the 3x3 bonus. I think we really align ourselves with the company in that way, where we want to get our people out on the field and licensed as quickly as possible. And that all gets handled there in that 1.5 hour class or so, that he just pours belief into those people, sells his personal story out. And I think that that's a huge thing that all the RVPs in here, really, we plug our people into that, because that's like a power source. And you want to make sure that you're plugged into that power source.
We edify our leaders. We make sure that we put a big importance, because they are very important, right? They're obviously in a certain position because of what they have done, right? And that's all we do. We just sell them out to our new recruits. We tell them, hey, you're gonna get to come learn from a $1.3 million earner. When's the last time you got, trained by a $1 million earner? Well, never, right? So it's really exciting, really new for people as well. So I just think edification is huge as far as your leaders go. That way, when they are sitting in class, they're taking copious notes, they're actually listening, they're, okay, what can I get out of this? Does that make sense? So I think edification is huge. Sometimes you got to step to the side and put your ego aside, right? So edify your leaders. I think it's, obviously they have their best interest in us.
When we got promoted to RVP, we immediately knew that we wanted to do something big. We wanted to build a big base shop, and we recruited a lot of people. We just didn't have the right system in place. So we would recruit them, and by chance some of them would get licensed, and we noticed that, like, man, we're recruiting so many people, we need to have a system in place. So what we did is we kind of looked around the country, saw who was having success in licensing, and we kind of picked and choose what we could get out of each leader, and we kind of came up with our own system and what worked for us. So we pretty much, it took time, we didn't perfect it immediately, but trial and error, we perfected it. So by implementing that, we saw immediately, almost within 60 to 90 days, that we were getting so many more people licensed. And it just started from there. And we just knew licensing is the name of the game. So once we came up with a system on how to get them through PFSU, to go take their exam and pass, we were growing at such a fast rate, and that's when we first started having our kids. I had just had my first boy, and I noticed that, when I go home, licensing stops there, right? It's hard to juggle a toddler and then calling new recruits and getting them, their PFSU schedules. So when we got pregnant with our second son, that's when I met Yadira, and she was in our base shop, and she had started to help me out. She would start by calling all new recruits, getting them their school schedule, getting them to come back to the office to fill out, paperwork. And so I'm like, hey, maybe, she might be a good fit to start helping me. And she was doing it for free, actually. I wasn't paying her anything. She just did it out of the kindness of her heart to help me, because she saw how much we were growing. So when I had our second son, I was out of the office for about 2 weeks, recovering. And that's when I had her step in. And she literally just, picked up right where I left off, because she knew the system.
Our goal is to have them do everything within 30 days. So we're having them, once they get recruited, they have to come in and they have to complete their state application, make sure that they have their classes in set, but before that, they have to do their 3x3, having their bonus in place. So they do that, they'll go to class, and they'll be licensed within the first 30 days. So that's what our goal is, to get them licensed as soon as possible, because you came in here to get your license, do something with it, so that's what we're doing.
I noticed that where we were at, either we were going to stay there because I could only do so much, right? Or if we were going to grow, I had to get help. And I'm a little bit of a control freak, but I was, I was willing to get help, and it totally changed our business. We went from doing okay, because we had been in the top 3 in the nation for licensing for the past, 5-6 years. And when we got her, I mean, it just, you know, took a life of its own, and she is doing phenomenal. I mean, I can't take any of the credit. She's just, you know, she took it on her back and just ran with it.
Well, every Friday what we do is we all hold ourselves accountable, including myself. And it's with all the local RVPs in the area, and it's called the Southern California Breakfast Club, or Builders Club now that we call it, and it's unbelievable. Like in the good book, it says, iron sharpens iron, so do men, right? Men can sharpen another man, so leaders sharpen other leaders. So we give a bunch of ideas, we hold each other accountable, we call each one of our guys out, and 8 in the morning, nothing but RVPs. We start 8 in the morning to 9 o'clock. And then 9 o'clock, everyone that's gonna be an RVP, and they're holding themselves accountable. And it's powerful because sometimes if you're trying to push your guy, they're like, oh, this guy wants more production from me. And they think of it the wrong way, but if it's somebody else calling you out while you're not working, it works. They're like, they don't like that guy, you're the good cop. Like, hey, I believe in you, that's not right, he called you out. You know, I know you love your family, I know you're gonna work, but inside you're like, yes, someone called him out, this is good, this is what he needed. Like I said, motivation is great, but sometimes you gotta get mad, and you gotta get mad at your situation. Say enough's enough, I'm going for it. That's what Breakfast Club does, and it has unbelievable leaders that have no ego, that are willing to share and to help each other, and that's what makes it so special.
He knows how to make us compete, and compete at a very high level. Like you'll never have a comfortable day in this hierarchy. Like if someone's like, for example, doing 10,000 personal, and you know there's someone that's doing 15,000 personal, he makes sure that he stretches you. Like there's always a new goal. So no matter what we're doing, what we're focused on, there's always someone that's winning bigger or better. And I remember there was a month that actually, right, Tony did 100,000, we did 103,000, and he did 208,000 in his base shop. So it's like you cannot be comfortable around this guy at all, and it's kind of like just keep selling us the vision of what it's going to look like, how it's going to be when we have like a big base shop that kind of takes on its own life.
As far as competition goes, I mean, competition is everywhere. It's literally meeting attendance, production, recruiting. It's in, I mean, how people dress. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, competition is a big factor in the success of this hierarchy and in our individual base shops. So I think that that's a really, really big one. Competition. I know it's an intangible that he has instilled in us since the get-go.
On Saturday, what we do is we have everybody. So we separate our groups. The existing licensed agents, they're gonna get more meats and potatoes, right? The new people, they can get that. So we teach them the basics, how to set up appointments, making sure their school schedule, making sure they're getting a license, making sure they understand how to get their bonus. People that finished their school and they're about to get their license, they're doing study hall, they're practicing on how to get their license. So they're burning, they want to be part of Saturday training, but they can't because they don't have their license. So we put them in study hall. They get a little bit in the beginning. We all start as a whole, and afterwards, like, okay, let's break up. And then we break up into those 3 groups. One of the most important things that we do is we try to put as many different examples up here every week. And we want them to hear their personal story because they can be relatable. And a lot of people are like, wow, that guy can do it? I can do it too. The run to $1 million, wouldn't it happen? I know it sounds weird, but man, without their courage, these guys are champions to the core. They inspired our office. Man, she was taking the highest dosage of chemo. And guys, she was jumping on conference calls. I'm like, but no, get off the conference call. I was like, no, I want to help the team. If I'm on the call, they should be on the call. She is so dedicated to help the team.
So in 2003, we went to Mexico on vacation with family, 5 children and a husband. And unfortunately for us, we got a really bad accident in which I lost my 9-year-old son.
I'm so proud of you, man. So look at that. He used to be a butcher. Did you have any experience in financial services? I bet you feared like us too. Like, I don't know about that stuff, right? Yep. But you give yourself a shot. What was your former occupation?
I was a welder.
Welder. And did we tell you have to leave that or anything crazy like that?
No, but I wanted to after the commandant stuff.
That is awesome. We're so proud of you guys. I know you guys are going to do something big here. Give them a hand, guys. I make sure they do their personal story before they start introducing the company, personal story before they talk about the products, personal story before we share the compensation. Because one thing that I realize is once you capture their heart or you make them laugh, then they pay attention. If you just start putting information out there, like any other speaker, but if you capture their heart or you make them laugh, they're like, okay, I'm in, I'm tuned in, I want more. This is awesome. So that's why it's very important you share your personal story. Not like, this is my 5th time presenting or my 100th time When you see me, I say my personal story almost every week. My guys know my personal story, and I don't care. I don't care that they've already seen it. That I'm teaching them something. You master your personal story. It's very important. Every client you see should know your personal story. Every potential recruit should know your personal story. That you're not just another salesperson. You're not just another person trying to recruit them to your business. They're gonna see why you're doing this, why they should follow you. Everyone's so confused out there. They're selling the wrong products. They're selling life insurance. They're selling investments. They're selling hope and opportunity. No, the number one thing they're seeing is you. You gotta sell yourself. And they're looking at you like, is this person worth following? Do I want my friends? What would my friends think of me if I'm around this person? Would they think better of me or worse? I'm telling you, they look at that stuff. They care about so much what their family and friends think about them.
Well, I think like with any good leader, you feel like you're a part of their vision. So his vision is so big that we all fit in that vision. So when he tells us about how great it's going to be, how this is going to be, it's just something that continuously he knows how to sell the dream in a way that you want to be sucked into that success.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, dude, I cannot miss the boat with this guy because he's going someplace fast and he's going to do something big. And if we just hitch our little red wagon to his, we're going to get dragged along for the ride and end up somewhere real big with him as well.
And this he's from the heart. When he was a division leader and he's the person that he is right now, the youngest millionaire in the company, and his heart is what took him where he's at right now. And I'm telling you, no change. The humble that he is today, Franny and Mario are the same people I met when I met in 2008 when I came into the business, and I'm just blessed. And I'm just honored to be part of his hierarchy.
We love, each and every one of the RVPs. We love Mario and Franny. We love the environment. It's really a haven that's been created here on how we love one another and stand by each other and lift each other up. Do we compete? Absolutely. We compete like dogs and cats, but we're competing to grow and lift each other up. And when it comes to the family, I love the fact that I can bring my kids to this environment and not worry on how or who they're listening to or what message are they getting, because I know they come into this environment and they're talking to Uncle Mario, a legend in the company. They're talking to Uncle Billy, to Auntie Mer, to Auntie Franny, to all the amazing RVPs here, and each one of them in their own way gives them a little motivation,
nuggets.
a little message, a little like, you're gonna be so huge. And our kids leave the office fired up. They want to conquer the world, and you can see it in the kids how they separate themselves and their thinking even from the rest of their classrooms because of the environment and this positive energy that they get here from the office, from the team, from the whole hierarchy. It's such a great place to raise our kids. I mean, even if it's just for that, to me is so worth it.
What makes our base shop the way they are? Definitely not me. I'm serious. Everyone's like, it's smart. It's not. I have something to do with it, but it's our people. It's our people pushing us up. They don't care who takes the credit. They just want to see Franny and myself win. And honestly, it's so humbling. I can't describe it. It humbles me to be a better leader for them, to serve them even more. Because our people, like, man, we want to see our coaches win. And it gets me emotional because I'm like, how did we get blessed with such amazing people that, they're winning for their family, but I'm serious. Our guys fight for us sometimes, and most of the time more, if I need something from them, than they would do for their own family. And that is just so humbling. It's not me. It's that they're so unselfish that they don't care who gets the credit. They just want to see the team win. That's what makes our team unbelievable.
Mario's success can be summed up with his vision. Because of his builder's mentality, his base shop recruits triple digits each and every month. His solid licensing system, his communication, and amazing teammates, who you know are his secret weapon, are all part of the meteoric success Mario and Franny enjoy today. If you want to see more, learn more about Mario's Base Shop, just click the appropriate link within All About the Base Shop.